the Trump administration wants action on immigration, and they're giving Congress an ultimatum. It can protect 800,000 so-called dreamers if lawmakers also adhere to a list of principles to crack down on illegal immigration. The president's plan includes constructing a border wall with Mexico, adding 10,000 immigration officers, and penalizing sanctuary cities. The guidelines came out the same day. Republican Senator Bob Corker took President Trump to task in a highly personal and public feud. What began with a spat on Twitter over political support turned into the retiring GOP senator suggesting the president treats the office like a reality show and his actions could start World War III. Correspondent Kristin Fisher is on the North Lawn tonight with two of those big stories coming out of the White House tonight. Good evening, Kristin.
Good evening, Brett. This list of demands represents a complete overhaul of U.S. immigration policy. It ranges from improving border security to beefing up enforcement. And at the very top of the list is his signature campaign promise. President Trump is telling lawmakers to fund and build his border wall, or else any deal protecting dreamers is dead. In a letter to Congress yesterday, he said that, quote, these findings outline reforms that must be included as part of any legislation addressing the status of deferred action for childhood arrivals or DACA recipients. Other reforms include stopping sanctuary cities by denying federal funding, hiring 10,000 additional ICE agents and 300 prosecutors, establishing a point-based system for green cards, and ending asylum abuse and chain migration. That's when the extended family of legal immigrants are given a smooth path into the country. The list is being praised by his base as proof of a president keeping his campaign promise. But it's being slammed by Democrats like Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro, who says it lacks basic humanity.
This proposal is a Breitbart Christmas list of anti-immigrant policies. And as many of us have said, it's a non-starter in Congress. It's dead on arrival.
It's also different from the deal the top two Democrats on Capitol Hill thought they'd struck over dinner at the White House a few weeks ago. Chuck and Nancy, as the president likes to call them, say that, quote, this proposal fails to represent any attempt at compromise. The list includes the wall, which was explicitly ruled out of the negotiations.
The message to the Dreamers is that listen to what the president says. He says he's open to a deal. So they should actually be calling their friends Chuck and Nancy to say, you know, are you going to give up this deal?
President Trump spent the Columbus Day holiday playing golf with Republican Senator Lindsey Graham just one day after picking a fight on Twitter with another Republican senator. Quote, Senator Bob Corker begged me to endorse him for re-election in Tennessee. I said no, and he dropped out. Said he could not win without my endorsement. He also wanted to be Secretary of State. I said no thanks. He's also largely responsible for the horrendous Iran deal. Corker responded by saying it's a shame the White House has become an adult daycare center. Someone obviously missed their shift this morning. The comments mark a seismic shift in the relationship between the president and a man who was once a contender to be his vice president. The chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee then told the New York Times that he believes the president's threat to other countries could put the nation, quote, on the path to World War III. He also said, quote, he concerns me. He would have to concern anyone who cares about our nation, and that the vast majority of our caucus understands what we're dealing with here. Now, Senator Corker didn't explain what exactly he meant by that, nor has President Trump responded. But the vice president just defended him by saying that he's, quote, achieving real results on the international stage while critics engage in empty rhetoric and baseless attacks. Brett.
Kristin Fisher live on the North Lawn. Kristin, thank you.